Hi, I'm Sandra Long. I'm here to share with you a few of the edit features for a LinkedIn profile. This is really a technical thing, and some of these are kind of sneaky and sort of hidden. This video is not intended to share any strategies, any tips, really any of the positioning. You get all that in one of my books. This is really about how to make those edits. So let me start off by saying that this first top part of your profile is called the introduction card. And there's edit pencils. Those are little tiny pencils. That edit pencil there is what you would use to upload a banner or change your background banner. When you click on your headshot, you now have the choices of viewing the video, or adding a frame. So it's very simple. By clicking on that, I can choose open to work or hiring, or I can change out my photo. Now, this top section, again, the contact information is up here. So if I click here, I will get into this section. Now, mine is pretty full, and many of you, if you have sort of an empty one, you want to definitely try to fill this out. You click here on this pencil to open it up, and you can add your phone number, your address, your birthday, your website, and you can put up to 3 websites here, which is kind of nice. Now, if you have your Twitter account integrated with your LinkedIn, that's actually done in the settings. And also your email, having the primary email, that's all done in the settings, the email and the Twitter. And then they'll show up in the contact info. And of course, you want to save it. So that's contact information. Now, this is a very important item, which is this edit pencil here. And I call this edit intro. If you click here, this is your basic information, your name. If you have an additional name like a maiden name, you can hear your audio recording, which you will actually have to input it on your mobile device, but this is where you can listen to it. If you want to pick pronouns, you do that right here. This is where your headline is. You can also do a lot of these other sections. I tend not to use the edit intro button. I tend to go deep into the profile and make the changes there, but you do have some access. I do like to show my current company in my intro, so that's checked. All right, now here's an interesting thing. This one's actually kind of new, a newer feature in the last couple of years. You can show your education in your introduction card. Usually, I think that is a great idea for people to see your school, but if you don't want to show it, you would just uncheck it. This is where you pick your location. You select your postal code, and once you select your postal code, you'll have the 2 options that they give you. You make a selection. So all that is here, and then of course you're going to save it. So edit intro, we call that. All right. Now you probably notice, what is that video? You just saw that video. Well, again, that's the profile video, and I uploaded that from my phone, and it can be seen by clicking on the headshot. All right, so let me also come down here to add profile section. So there's 3 basic areas of your profile, and LinkedIn has organized this. They've sort of prioritized things. So the core section includes education, your work experience, career break, and skills. So by clicking on any of these, I can go ahead and make the add to the profile. That's the core. Then recommended includes all of these, and then additional. So if you find that you don't have these sections in your profile, this is where you want to come. You want to come to add profile section, okay? You also have the opportunity to click here where it says open to, and from here, you can indicate you're hiring or you're looking for a new job. Now, I love this feature, especially if you're a freelancer, you have your own consulting, anything like that. It's called providing services. And what you would see, you would actually find it here in open to, but if I click on this, I can pick the skills around my services. I can write a description right here, and it's fairly short, only 500 characters. I can pick my location, and all this is optional information, and then I'm going to save it. So I like that. I like having that. And you can also add media. So I can add some images, and I can invite people to review my services. So the services page is really cool for being found and being noticed. So again, you would come over to your Open To, and you would add that there. Okay. In the More section, this is where you can send your profile in a message, you can save to PDF, build a resume, or you can check on about this profile. And I like this because the new feature, a government ID verified by Clear. So, you can learn about the profile when if you're looking at someone else's profile, you can learn about them. So that's a cool thing to know about under More. All right. So when I scroll down, I see the resources. You won't see that on mine, but I see it for myself. And this is where I would click if I decide that I'm going to turn on creator mode. I just click on that. This is where I would add featured. Now, I love the featured section right here and adding media. So you'd simply come and click on the plus and add a post, newsletter, article, link, or media. And of course, if you don't have this feature, you'd actually activate it up here under recommended. You'd add featured. But if you already have it, then you're really just making a change. You're making an addition. All right, your about section, you can come and do the edit pencil. So I can come and edit this for 2,600 characters. I can scroll down. I can add a skill or change my skill. That's fairly new. You can see your about and your skills. Same thing here for experience. I can add experience here or up at the top, right? I can make my edit here. I click on that, and then I have to actually click on edit again. And here I would, fill in the blanks, the title. I can, make these choices, company name, all of this. And it just follow through the prompts, and it will tell you, and then you can add your description, and of course, make a save. So that's for experience. And if you see this here, this allows you to do some reordering. So you can move things around a little bit by using, this is a reorder button here. Once you select it, there's those little lines. I call them hamburgers. I don't think that's their real official name. They're like little bars, but you move those bars around. It's sort of a drag that you have, that dragging feature. There they are. So I call those hamburgers. All right. And so that's the experience section. And I'm going to come down to education. Again, I can add education here. And remember, when I'm logging in, as I'm logging in my school, I definitely want to grab the logo. So I want to make sure I pick the drop down, and that's true for if you're adding a school or you're adding a company. All right, and you can do the same thing here. I can rearrange the school so that maybe one of them, the one that shows up at the top of education, is the one that will show up at the very top of my introduction card. So that's how I would go and move that around. All right, so these are all things that, again, can be added at the top or down below. Now that I've already had this section, I can add here, or I can make my edits. Volunteering. Now, skills are interesting because you can put up to 50 skills. You can just click on this plus sign to add. But really, only the top 3 are the ones that are shown in the most visible way on both your mobile device and on your desktop. So what you do here, if you want to make a change, I can come here and click on the pencil and click on the 3 dots, and then I go to reorder. And then again, I come back to the hamburgers and I can move it around, right? And then of course, save it. So it's a little hidden, I think, but that's kind of where that is. Now, if you want to take an assessment test, you can click here You can play around with this. There's a lot of different options for testing and demonstrating your skills. The main thing is to pick them, pick the best ones, and have them in your about and experience and here in this section. And then recommendations, I can click on plus if I want to ask or give a recommendation. I can also go to the person's profile. All right, we're not even done with profile because up here at the top, this is sort of hidden as well. This is where I would add a profile in another language. I would click on that. And then here is where I'd edit public profile and URL. This is really important. So when I come here, this is the public profile. So someone who is on Google or Bing, they might not even have a LinkedIn page. They would, this is what they can see, and I can manage that. So basically, I want to indicate here on the right-hand side what I want public, and I recommend, as you'll read in my book, that you have it all on, that you're visible, that to the public, you have everything showing so that people can see everything that's going on with your profile. So that is that. And then also up here, you get to edit your custom profile. And you know from reading the book that you have a lot of those awful numbers. You just come in here and you click on the pencil, and usually the numbers are here. You can take them out and clean it up, try to get your first and last name, and then save it. So that's where you edit your custom URL. Now, one last thing I would suggest is going into the settings and privacy, which I'll show you where that is. I'm going to go back to my profile, and you come here to settings and privacy. Take some time to go through. There's a lot of different options here about profile viewing and who can see that. It's worth taking the time to make sure you have the right settings. But generally, you want your last name to be shown, you want your photo to be shown, you want your contact, you want everything to be visible because that's why you're on LinkedIn. So I hope that this was helpful. Good luck setting up your LinkedIn profile. Thanks for being here.